Have you ever planned your day down to the minute, only to watch everything fall apart by noon? You're not alone. Most of us try to stay organized with daily to-do lists, but real life doesn't always follow the plan. Because when you zoom out just a little, you'll realize it's not about doing more, it's about doing things better. And today I'll show you how. It starts with something surprisingly simple, getting a clear view of your week before it even begins. Not in a strict minute-by-minute way, but like a blueprint, a rough sketch of how you want your time to flow. That's where the ideal week template comes in. Think of it like designing a house. You wouldn't build it without a layout, right? Same with your week. This template becomes the structure that holds everything, your work, rest, goals, and even free time, in the right place. Start by listing out your routine. Classes, gym, meals, study time, whatever matters. Then block them on a weekly calendar. This isn't about perfection, it's about clarity. But don't try to fill every minute. That's a trap. Leave breathing space for flexibility. Life isn't a checklist. It's a mix of expected and unexpected. A flexible plan gives you structure and room to adapt. Now let's talk about time blocking. It simply means grouping similar tasks and assigning a time slot to them. Mornings for creative work, or afternoons for calls, and evenings for slow, focused tasks. It's like telling your brain what to expect, and it rewards you with deeper focus. And if you're worried this sounds too strict, trust me, the opposite is true. Without structure, your time slips away without you noticing. With the right kind of structure, you actually gain freedom. Freedom to enjoy, to rest, to create without guilt. Once your ideal week is mapped out, you're not chasing productivity, you're flowing with intention. But even with the best template, there's one thing most people forget to plan around: your energy. Because not all hours in the day feel the same, right? Some hours you're sharp and focused, others you're just existing. That's why designing a great week isn't just about time, it's about matching the right tasks to your energy levels. This brings us to energy-based scheduling. Start by noticing your natural energy patterns throughout the day. Are you most focused in the morning? Do you get sleepy after lunch? Does your brain wake up at night? You don't need a fancy tracker. Just pay attention for a few days and take simple notes. Once you've mapped your energy highs and lows, try aligning your tasks with them. Schedule your hardest, most brain-heavy work when your energy is at its peak. Save the low-energy slots for admin work, replying to messages, or lighter tasks. This one shift alone can reduce burnout and boost your output, because now you're not forcing your brain to work when it's tired. You're working with it, not against it. To make this more accurate, do a quick energy audit. For 1 week, note down how you feel in different time blocks: high energy, average, or drained. Over time, patterns will emerge. Use those insights to reshape your ideal week. Now, when you start treating energy like a currency, something you can invest wisely, you'll realize time management is really energy management in disguise. But even when your energy and schedule are aligned, there's one more challenge waiting to sneak in: distractions. Those little interruptions, surprise calls, sudden tasks, they slowly chip away at your focus without you even noticing. That's where the next shift comes in: proactive versus reactive time. Most people spend their days in reaction mode, responding to messages, handling last-minute requests, fixing problems that weren't even on their radar that morning. And by the end of the day, they feel busy, but not accomplished. So here's how we can fix it. Build a defensive calendar. It means setting aside protected time for your most important tasks. Those focus-heavy blocks where no one's allowed to interrupt. No notifications, no meetings, no distractions, just deep, uninterrupted work. Think of it as putting a do not disturb sign on your brain. These aren't bonus hours, they're essential. And the more seriously you protect them, the more progress you'll make with less effort. Of course, reactive tasks are still part of life. Emails, messages, quick fixes, they'll always exist. But instead of letting them leak into your whole day, give them their own time slot. That way, you control the chaos instead of being controlled by it. It's not about avoiding responsibility. It's about being intentional with your attention. Because of your attention, it's your most powerful asset. Guard it like it's gold. But even with the best schedule, focus blocks, and energy alignment, things still don't always go as planned. And that's okay. Life's messy. That's why the smartest planners always leave space for the unplanned. Here's when the buffer time strategy comes in handy. This is where you stop pretending everything will go exactly as scheduled and you plan for imperfection. Buffer time is like adding margins to a page. It gives your life room to breathe. Start by looking at the tasks you usually underestimate. Sometimes, the things we think will be quick end up taking way more time, like a small task turning into a 2-hour job, or your ride taking longer because of traffic. That's normal. So instead of planning your day super tightly, leave little gaps between tasks. Give yourself room to breathe, adjust, and not feel rushed, like you deserve, always. Strategically placing these spaces between big tasks, meetings, or focus blocks helps you reset, recover, and handle surprises without throwing your entire day off track. It's not just about flexibility, it's about peace of mind. Because when everything's stacked too tightly, one delay leads to a domino effect of stress. And if nothing goes wrong, great. You've earned a little breathing space, or a coffee break, or maybe even a scroll through your favorite playlist. You're no longer behind, you're prepared. But now comes a deeper question. Are you giving enough time to what truly matters to you? Because productivity means nothing if your life feels unbalanced. That's why we need to talk about balance optimization. Think of your life in domains or areas, like work, health, relationships, learning, rest, fun. Each of these needs attention, and when one is totally ignored, the others start to feel heavy too. The life domain allocation method helps. Now start by choosing the areas that matter most to you right now. Maybe it's your studies, gym, content, family, and sleep. Then look at your ideal week template and ask, where do these actually show up? Are you giving them space or just hoping they'll squeeze in? Next, set simple minimum standards for each area. For example, work out 3 times a week, call mom every Sunday, or 1 hour of me time daily. It's not about being perfect, it's about being intentional. And finally, do a little weekly balance check. At the end of the week, gently ask yourself, did I live in a way that honors what I care about? Because the goal isn't to juggle everything, it's to hold space for what makes you feel full, not just busy. And the only way to keep that space sacred is by checking in with yourself. Not once in a while, not just when things fall apart, but every week. That's where the review and adjustment system comes in. Think of it like a 20-minute coffee date with your future self. Once a week, sit down and ask, how did last week go? What worked? What didn't? What moments gave me peace, progress, or joy? This is your time to course correct. If something feels off, change it. If a certain time block was wasted, move it. If your energy dips midweek, maybe you need more rest on Tuesdays. Every detail is a small upgrade to how you live, and no plan survives the real world without adjustments. That's why this habit is your secret weapon. It makes your system alive, constantly evolving with your needs, your pace, your goals. You're not just following a schedule, you're designing a life. And that takes a little reflection, a little self-love, and the courage to change what isn't working. But let's be real. Sometimes life just throws a wrench in your calendar. Your flight gets delayed. You wake up with a fever. A sudden guest visit turns your weekend upside down. That's why you need a plan that bends without breaking. This is where special case planning enters. Start by accepting that disruptions are part of life, not failures of planning. Instead of panicking or trying to force your schedule, create backup patterns, like a lighter version of your ideal week that you use when traveling, during exams, or when you're not at your best. Maybe you can't hit all your routines, but you can still hold on to a few anchors, a short stretch, a 10-minute plan review, one priority task. These small constants keep your rhythm alive, even when the rest changes. It's not about sticking to the plan no matter what. It's about having consistency that flows with life, not against it. And once that mindset clicks, we move to the final chapter, implementation. Because knowing all this is one thing, living it is another. This is where you choose your tools, whether it's Google Calendar, Notion, pen and paper, or a simple checklist app. Find what feels natural, not fancy. Your system should support you, not stress you. Then, ease into your new routine. Start by testing 1 or 2 strategies for a week. Don't try to perfect it all on day 1. This isn't a race, it's a quiet shift into a more intentional life. And yes, obstacles will come. You'll forget, skip, or fall off. That's okay, that's expected. Just come back, again and again. It's about feeling free and actually living the week you want, not just surviving the one that gets handed to you. Because once you have the tools and systems in place, it's not just about planning anymore, it's about living better. So try it this weekend. And hey, if this helped, comment, share, and subscribe for more calm, focused living.